Friday morning shenanigans out at Lake Carnot Country Club, and as requested, Ping G410. Let's take this bad boy out on the course. Let's see how it actually goes, because a lot of people have been telling me to try this driver. So in today's video, funny enough, I've got the LST, I have got the SFT, and I have got the Plus. So we're going to check out all three of those drivers and see how they go. Probably give you a bit of a hint and tip as to which driver you should use going forward in 2020 if you pick the G410. So before we get into the fun part of hitting these drivers, let's talk about the text and specs about these three heads. Like I said, I have got the SFT, I have got the LST, and I have the Plus. Now, some of them share a couple of characteristics exactly the same, and then some of them are quite different from one another. Now, LST, which is what we would call the low spin driver, has a much smaller head from front to back. So the CG location is a lot more forward, so it's going to generate a lot less spin. Now they're saying roughly 200 to 400 RPM of less spin. So if you're a person who's getting up into those 3,000 marks, you might want to try the LST to bring that number down. Now when it comes to the SFT and the Plus, again, the head shapes are fairly similar, but again, that's where it ends. You get full adjustability in the Plus, but when you go to what we call the SFT, which is what they call straight face technology, or the driver for the person who's looking for a little bit more of a draw shape, you only get the weight in the heel. So if you're looking for the more draw shape, then you need to be trying the SFT. Now, characteristics wise, Dragonfly technology is still there. It is a lot cleaner on top in comparison to the old G400. So for me, that is a massive, massive plus. We do have the forged face, so it's going to increase ball speeds. It is extremely thin, and they put it through a whole process of heating it up so they can thin it out so much more so that you can get a lot more rebound technology off the face. Now, it is for me a better looking head than the 400. The 400 did perform extremely well, but a lot of people couldn't get their head around all that dimple pattern, all that mess on top. You still got the diffusers on top to help you with stability and increasing ball speed or club head speed, so you get more ball speed. But outside that, it is pretty much a much cleaner head than that of the old 400. Anyway, that's a quick rundown of text and specs. Now, the one thing I forgot to mention is something to do with the shaft. Let me go grab that. Now, the shaft is a little bit different, or the tip I should say is a little bit different in comparison to previous models. In previous models, you only used to get 4 to 6 way adjustment in the tip. The new tip now gives you an 8-way adjustment. It even has a flat setting on there. So definitely a lot more adjustability in a Ping driver than we've ever seen before, especially with the sliding weight scale at the back, which is relatively new, and of course 8-way adjustability in the neck. Anyway, text and specs done, thank God. Let's get into hitting these boys and actually see how the flights change in comparison to the driver head that I'm gonna hit. Let's get up the numbers, let's get the quad out, let's go. Right, so we're out here on my favorite hole at Lake Carnot Country Club for driver testing, which is the 15th. It's roughly 237 meters to carry the bunker that's on the left-hand side. So we're gonna get out Droney, we're gonna send him down there, we're gonna see where these golf ball lands, we're gonna get the numbers from the quad. Again, let's get into it, let's hit these drivers. Okay, let's start with the G410 Plus first and see how the standard driver head goes, how it feels. Sound, they're all probably going to sound the same. You might get a slightly different sound out of the LST because it's slightly smaller head, but let's just see how this driver goes. Geez, the color combinations today are really good. All right, really organized this morning too, no glove. Now, like I said, 237 meters to carry the trap on the left. Droney's already down there. Let's see how this thing goes. Not too bad, straight down the guts. Next to the trap, 1.43 smash factor, 222 carry, 238 total, 3,087 spins. So spins a little bit high, the ball flight was really high. Launched out at 19, so I hope you saw that, but yeah, ball flight was definitely extremely high, but felt really good. A little bit high off the face and to the right, but not too bad. Try again. Oh, that one felt good. A little bit further right than the last one, but still felt really nice. 1.45 smash, 239 total, 221 carry, 3269 spin. Definitely goes to show that I'm probably going to need to use the LST. Sorry, I had to bring Droney back. He was running low on battery. That one felt nice too. God, this driver feels really good. Sounds good. A little bit higher, too pitch of a sound for me, but not too bad. 1.43 smash, semi out of the middle, 217 carry, 239 total, 3459 spin. So I will say straight up off the bat, the spin numbers that I'm getting out of this driver are a little bit too high for me. Probably something to do slightly with the shaft, but probably more to do with the CG location on this head. So let's get the LST out, let's bump the CG location a little bit more forward, and let's see if that actually does affect spin numbers and bring that ball flight down just that little bit more. Now straight off the bat, I can honestly tell you I'm definitely an LST person head. I do prefer the shape of this. I like the slightly more compact head, the more deeper face. I've never been a big fan of the elongated heads, and having the CG location a little bit further forward might actually help me with spin numbers, and it'd be good to see how the spin numbers change considering I haven't changed shaft either. Anyway, let's go LST, let's see how this one goes. All right, straight away a slightly lower ball flight. Let's check the spin numbers on that. Straight away went further than the 410. 229 carry, 241 total, 2884 spin. So again, straight away, a lot better spin. All right, so that one's a little bit out of the hill. 217 carry, 240 total. Ball flight a little bit lower, like I said, but the big thing in here is the spin numbers. That was a little bit, because it was a little bit out of the hill, the spin numbers were quite high, but the first one was in around the 2.8 mark. Let's try one more, and then we're gonna go into the SFT. All right, much better. Nice ball flight. Definitely goes longer than the Plus for me. 222 carry, 240 total. So again, definitely a much better spinning driver. Again, 2.8 around the spin number. So we can actually see that 400 RPM decrease. Anyway, let's try the SFT. Probably the one that most people are going to want to use in today's game of golf. Okay, let's finish off with the SFT. Now, straight face technology driver. Now, this driver is built for the person who suffers from hitting left to right. It is not going to eradicate it, but it is probably going to minimize it. So it's going to put a little bit more of a draw shape. So again, it's got that heel weight in there to help you with that shape pattern. Now, I'm also expecting this one to launch a little bit higher than the 410 Plus and definitely a lot higher than the LST. All right, let's hit this driver, see how it goes, see how the ball flight changes in comparison to the previous two models. Okay, a lot higher. Funny enough, I got a little bit of a left to right shape on it, but not as much. With where I hit it on the face, I was expecting to get a hell of a lot more of shape on that. 299 spin, so spin numbers weren't too bad. 15.6 on the launch angle. Didn't go as far as the LST, which I expected because the CG location isn't as far forward. It's more back, so it stabilizes the head, so it gets the ball up into the air. Let's hit one more, and then we'll wind it up for today. Okay, a definite draw shape on that. Again, an extremely high ball flight. Let's look at the numbers. 227, 208 on the carry, 3235. Definitely not as hot off the face as the LST. Now, if you're a player like me who is looking for a bit more of a penetrating ball flight, then you're going to be that LST kind of person. If you're a person, like I said, looking for a draw shape, then you're going to be an SFT person. If you're a person who's just looking for an overall great driver, then just go and get the Plus. But like I always say, it's really extremely important to make sure that you get club fit so you get the right head for you. Outside of that, I do honestly think this driver could possibly make it into my bag in 2020. That LST head looks amazing, feels amazing, sounds amazing. The numbers were amazing. It went longer than the other two G410 models. So definitely a driver for me to consider, and a good chance it could make it into my bag in 2020. Anyway guys, I hope that video helps you in deciding what driver you should get in 2020 if you decide to go down the Ping route. Anyway, make sure you like, make sure you subscribe, make sure you hit the bell, and we will see you again, hopefully very soon on ND Golf.